Okay, what's up, Transformers fans? Today we're taking a look at the new Core Class Rodimus Hot Rod, whatever you want to call him. It's Hot Rod. So we're taking a look at the Core Class Hot Rod. Here he is in his car mode. He's got a little sword attached to the back. Talk more about that later. That can just pop off. It connects with that right there. No engine port to put it on. So there you go. And of course we'll have him hold that when he's in his robot mode. So here's the car. Here it is from the side. From the top front. I'm having a little bit of a problem getting those squeezed together tonight, but they usually go together pretty good, so just don't worry about the gaps there. They usually squeeze together like pretty well. I'm having a problem tonight. So there it is. So in the back, there's from the top. I like the car. I think it could have the little Autobot symbol right there. Nothing, a few stickers won't help. But other than that, I think the car mode looks pretty good. So alright, the wings can pop off. I mean, not really sure why, but they can, so it's just a thing that they can do. You can, where's the sword? There it is. You can stick the sword into the wings like that and have him do this number, so that's a thing you can do. But let's go ahead and get the sword off and let's get him transformed. So the first thing is we want to go ahead and pop off the wings. No, they're not supposed to come off during transformation. So we want to go ahead and get all this unassembled. So, okay, yeah. So from the front, come up, unattach that, spread the legs out like this, bring that up. That's probably why I popped off the wings. So that's on me. All right, so let's get the wings like that. And they don't rotate. Like when you put it in there, they'll stay like that. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so the legs are kind of interesting. Yeah, the wings part, flip that up all the way to the back. Come down here, untab that. The legs are kind of interesting because they combiner wars like this. And this folds back and folds up like this. But I like the whole combiner wars leg gimmick. That's kind of neat. So, on the other side, that comes back like that. That folds up like this. Combiner Wars style that, let's get that on camera. Combiner Wars style that down like so. Position right. Let's turn him around to the front. And as you can probably guess, you just bring the shoulders down like so. And there he is. There's Hot Rod transformed. Bit lacking on the paint on the legs. I might actually go in and like paint that. I think it could have stood some gray paint or, you know, whatever. But I like the front, the head. Yeah, you do have the hollow head space back there, but it's not really a big deal because it's kind of covered up with most of the stuff anyway. So that's not really a big deal to me. You do get the little exhaust pipe / blasters on the hand. Here's the sword. And that can peg in just fine, and that's a 3mm port, so that's kind of interesting. So articulation-wise, his head does rotate, or side to side, rather, swivel. His head swivels. The arms can come up. That's a bit of a tight joint, so just be aware of that. Like that, it's on a ball peg, like so. We got a ball peg at the elbow, like that. We got a ball peg here at the waist, and we got a ball peg at the knee. And you can go out, let's see how far. You can go out like this, come up like that, he can go back that far. Okay, so legs are pretty decent with articulation. This joint doesn't necessarily tab in anywhere, so it's just kind of held in by friction, and it can be a little wonky when trying to pose him, but other than that, it's okay. So let's get some comparisons going and see that knee joint's a little weird, not gonna lie. Let's get some comparisons going. So there's that one. There is his Combiner Wars counterpart. And I love this mold. I've talked about it in other videos. I don't know why I love this mold. It's just really fun to me. So yes, out of the two, this is my preferred, but they're about the same size roughly. This one's a little bulkier, but they're roughly about the same size. So there's that. If you're wondering how he compares to the other core class, there is the Skywarp. Well, this is really Starscream, I just painted him, but it's the Skywarp mold. So there we go. I got the Starscream mold. So there he is. That's how he stacks up with that one. And of course, we're bringing back Hound for comparison wise. There he is with Siege Hound. So there you go. Other reviewers have said this has been one of the weaker out of the core class, and I regretfully agree, but if the legs were done a little better, if the legs were done a little tighter, I think, and he was cleaned up a little bit more, there he is from the back, if he was cleaned up a little bit more, I think it could have been a good mold. Just a little bit more, like, maybe have this kind of fold in, fill that gap there, maybe that would definitely streamline the leg a little bit more. And of course, you know, the hollowness on the head, I think they could have done a little bit better on that. It's being nitpicky, but they could have done a little bit better on that. And if that would tab in, if that would just like tab securely somewhere, but it doesn't. So those are really my only gripes with this figure. It is still pretty fun. You know, there's no waist articulation, just in case you're wondering. But it's still a pretty fun mold. I mean, from the front, he looks good. Could stand a little bit more of paint apps, but, you know, it's not terrible. Just like I said, I agree. It is the weaker of the core class molds, but not terrible. But alright, guys, there is core class hot rod for you. I'll see you guys later.